afternoon. I'm back in the Ogwen Valley, going for my first overnight camp, not on a site. I'd be lying if I'm saying that I'm feeling really calm about this, because I'm not. But I'm going to give it a go and just see what happens. I've got my coffee, got my bundle of nerves, and I'm heading up. Same route as last time, but I've got my tent this time, so we'll see how it goes. Gonna go and head up Aghan. It's a bit of a breeze. I've looked at the forecast and there are some gusting winds, but they're supposed to quieten down. But anyway, it's a lovely day. There's quite a lot of people out here, so I might not be able to film quite as much as I normally would. I don't necessarily want to get everybody else in there. Hopefully I'll be having my breakfast in the morning from my tent on the top. I'm the only one going this way. Don't know if that's lucky or so much treasure or something to be worried about. By a big cluster of people have all headed down. I've seen a fantastic spot for swimming, but there's people in it at the minute and I'd not seen it before. But look at that. Beautiful. If you end up staying on the top, at this point I'm feeling like I might just have a dip in the morning on the way back down to celebrate. But I know that I'm saying that now because I'm hot, and I think it's going to be about 6 or 7 degrees in the morning, so I might change my mind on that. We'll see. I've got to get to the top first, and I'm carrying a heavier pack than last week. just approaching the summit of Aghan. Beautiful. With any luck you can hear me. It's very windy up here. It's beautiful. But I've had to put my microphone on because it's you're never going to hear me otherwise. Anyway, today's looking down to Llanberis. Look at that mountain range. But I'm not going to hover. I'm going to find somewhere to pitch. So I have come off the top of Aghan up there, and I've basically walked down to a point where the wind is quite sheltered. I've decided to go for a pitch where I have got 5G, good signal, so people can get hold of me if they need to. I got a lovely view across the sea there, where the sun's going to be setting. Snowdon, the Nantle Ridge. It's just stunning. And behind me, which is what I'm going to be waking up to, the Ogwen Valley and Triven, Penarrola Wen. So I'm going to pitch my tent and get a coffee on because I'm parched. Nice tent, quite easy to put up. Not much wind here. It is windy everywhere else, but there's not a lot of wind where I am. I'll get my sleeping stuff sorted out, get some tea on. It's going to be a nice view in the morning, that is. That's the inside of my tent. This is the Wild Country Helm Elite 1. It's got a footprint which is extra, but I want to be able to keep my bag inside. I've got all my electrical stuff in there. Sleeping bag, which is an old Mountain Equipment Titan 650. It's plenty warm enough for me, but I've got that just in case. That's Sea to Summit reactor, so that just adds a bit more warmth. I've got my sleeping pad, and I've also got an extra thin pad underneath. I've got my Trekology pillow sorted. What I like about this is you've got a little extra zip, a net zip and a main zip, so you can put stuff out there, and then you can have the vent open as well, let some air in. Might not need that tonight, I think it's going to be a bit chilly. That's what I'm having for my tea. like pot noodle, but posher. I suspect it's not any posher, but that's what I've got anyway. It's a cracking little tent, that is, I think. So I'm going to sort my noodles out, make myself a coffee, and then I'll talk to you all about how I felt coming up here tonight and what I feel about it now. So I'll see you when my dinner's cooked. Oh my goodness. I'm not quite sure what that is. Heck. What have we got here? Soy sauce. Liquid salt, in other words. Somewhat green, it looks like dehydrated cabbage. And dehydrated tofu. Well, we'll see. Oh, this is nice and peaceful. So that is actually really nice. Got me brew sat there stewing. So that'll be nice and warm by the time I'm finished my dinner. What a lovely view. And again, I nearly never came. I started with an appointment at lunchtime, and I had already planned to come over here, and I had all my kit with me, but I wasn't convinced I was going to do it. Driving over, I was trying to assess how I was feeling. And I was a little anxious, but I was also thinking it's fine because I can get there. I can ascend the Garn if I want, and I can come back down. I don't have to stay up there. So I had an escape route. And that generally makes you feel better because you've got a safe option. And then walking up, the winds were quite gusty. So that was another thing that was kind of playing on my mind, like, is it going to be too windy to pitch? But I still had it's fine because I can just get to the top and I can head back down again. And if necessary, I can still wild camp, but just down by the lake. I don't need to be on the top. Though I really did want to be on the top today. So I'm here. I'm out of the wind. I've got a stunning view. There's a stunning view that way as well. I can see Snowdon there. It's just beautiful. There's not really any clouds anywhere now. There's a few over that way, but that's back towards the border. But I could easily have turned this option down. And it's interesting because once I got to the top and could feel that there were some places where there was no wind, that started to make me feel a little bit better. And I'd read that a few people tend to sit in this space because of the view, which you can't argue with that. And so when I got to a position down here where there was barely any wind, and I had a signal on my phone, which is important because at least I can ring if I need to. Not that I need to, but it's helpful if people know I'm okay whilst I'm up here. What I did want to do is thank everybody that either subscribed or liked or commented on the video where I talked about imposter syndrome. There was some really helpful advice from people there. I really appreciate that because I don't know how you came across my channel. I mean, some said it was by chance, but you found me, and a lot of you felt you wanted to comment, and I've had messages from all over the place wishing me well. So I'm hoping, I'm hoping this is the start. Once I've got this one out of the way, hopefully it's going to happen more often. So thanks to everybody. It really does help. And you kind of feel a bit buoyed up by it. And so I know that whilst I'm up here on my own, I've got some supporters there. And I'm not talking about family, friends. I know they're with me. But it's good that I've got a bit of a community now as well that either does wild camp or wants to wild camp. What I realise is I may well have shot myself in the foot by saying that I'd probably go and have a dip in the morning if I managed to stay out for the night, because my tent's pitched now, so I might have to do that. If it's freezing, I'm not doing it. If I'm really hot by the time I get to the swimming place tomorrow, then I'll definitely be going in, only for a dip. Starting to get some long shadows now. All the time I was worried heading up here. And now I'm here and my tent is pitched. I'm just looking forward to the experience. I've got my book. I've got a light so I can read. I've got signal on my phone should I need it. And it's just nice. Every single person that made a comment said something that was helpful in some way. But my video question, which was, do I belong here? And one of the responses was, it's yours. take it. And it does make you think, why can't it be something that I do? Why, I got this perception that this is not a place I should be. So I'm going to finish my drink and then get comfy and start reading my book. So thank you again. You all made a difference. And I appreciate that. This light is stunning. You can see the train line that runs up. It's like the dark line going up the side of the mountain there, up to the summit of Snowdon. And actually looks like some fog banks. It did say there might be some sea cloud, and I can actually see little patches of it over there. So it does look like it's working into the western side. But it's just looking beautiful. The sun is just going behind Elida Var. I don't know if you can see that there are 3 figures just heading off the mountain. It's 10 to 9, so there's about half an hour till sunset. The colours are just amazing. It's not a bad pitch for my first go. Sounds like the wind's picking up, but that's only because I've walked away from where the tent is. Just getting the last bits of light now on Triven. I've had to put my coat on because it's cold. I think it's going to get down to 1 tonight. Oh, big bee, get out. Stunning colours, incredible. She's going very pink now. You can see Penny Ollerwen. Beautiful. I think that might be it till the morning. I'm going to get my head down, read some of my book. I got to be up early for sunrise. Sunrise is 5:10, I think. So I got to be up early for that. Get up half an hour before, put a brew on, and then wait for the colours to come. Get some nice photographs. So I'm going to leave you with the sunset, and I'll see you in the morning. It's been quite a breezy night. Not very peaceful anyway. The tent performed like an absolute trooper. Some of those gusts were quite high, but it just seems to flex with the wind, which is great. Oh. See the clouds? I can see that the clouds are starting to get a bit of colour through them. This clouds just rolling from up off the coast behind me and dropping into the valley. And you've got a lot of clarity 1 minute, the next minute you can't see. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. Oh, that's incredible. Wow. Oh, that's sky. Just firing some shots off. Oh, it's just stunning. Absolutely stunning. Incredible. What a morning. Look at that. Oh, just starting to get the colour in those high clouds. I think we're just a few minutes away from sunrise now. Behind me, oh, Wow. Oh, beautiful. Wow. Oh, it's cold. It is really cold up here. Oh, it's beautiful. I don't think I've ever seen it in these sorts of conditions. What a bonus. That's my reward for a shocking night's sleep. There was a helicopter out probably an hour after I actually went to sleep, and that was hanging around for about 40 minutes, and then the wind picked up, and so it was buffeting the tent. Once I've come back down off the mountain, my original plan was to head to the coast, do some photography over there, but I think because I've probably had 2 hours sleep in total, I think the best option is to drive straight back home. I'll grab a coffee from the Ogwyn cottage first, but then drive back. So I'm just going to let the sun come up, start drying off my tent, and then I'll start packing away. But for a first night's camp on my own, I don't think I could have asked for better conditions like this. Oh, come on, son, out you come. Everything's packed, and as always, leave no trace. Time to go back up to the top of Agarn and then head back down the shoulder there. It's quite warm in the sun, but my hands are still cold. It's taken a while to shift, this cloud is. But my hands are still nithered from putting the tent away. I knew this would feel a bit steep this morning. But I've only got to get to the top of here and then drop down into the valley then. So this is the last climbing of the day. Still the clouds are rolling over. That's where I was pitched, over there. That's nice. Very nice. can just pick out the lake with the sun on it. But this cloud, I'm glad I was up when I was, because you'd miss it all. Wow, look at that. It just changes. Like every few seconds you look up, it's changed again. Stunning. Absolutely incredible. They're just stunning conditions today. I'm running out of words. I can just repeat myself again. It just takes your breath away. It's so lovely. And it's just like, it doesn't really matter what direction you're looking. You get an amazing view. We're getting there now. Not too far off the lake. And I've just watched that person get out of it. And I am warm. And yesterday I said if I get to this point and I'm hot and I've managed to stay up there, then I might have to have a dip. I might have to just see when I get there because I know it's going to be freezing. You can pick out the route onto the top of Aghan, and over there is where I was last night. I'm a bit shocked that I've done it. Which probably sounds weird, but for me, that was quite a big thing. And definitely pushing myself out of my comfort zone. But I'm so pleased I did. You've probably gathered, I haven't gone in there for a swim. Because there's a guy fishing, and given that I haven't got a towel with me, I'm going to need to be a little bit clever about how I get into there. Thought that was going to shut on its Todd then. Oh, and there's a guy hovering near where I was going to dip. I used to walk a bit quicker than that, I think. Get out of the way. He's going to get more than he bargained for. Well, he's not, because I just won't bother. that's the spot, just there. So, crack on fella, let's have it. And I can pop in there. Yeah, I don't know if you can tell by looking at the water, but my idea about having a dip, yeah, I'm not so keen on all this mossy coloured bottom. I can see myself slipping over, getting in and getting out. I think that would be just daft. So I'll knock it on the head for today. So whilst I'm not going for a full dip, I am actually going to dip my toes in because it looks really nice. I just don't want to be standing on all that shite. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, that is so nice. When your feet are warm in your shoes, it's just nice to get them down a few degrees. Whilst I'm sitting there, I'm looking up into the cliff edges. The last time I was up here, I tried to film some sheep that were in the middle of the cliff, and you couldn't really see them because they were quite a long way away. But they were in such a precarious position, and I can see them some more in a similar sort of position now, and I just think, how on earth have you got there? It just looks like they've gone down sheer cliff faces to get to where they are. I know you may be able to see them, but if you look at where there's a bit of a shadow in the rock up there at the top, and there's a bit of a crevice, there's a couple in there, and then to the left of where the rock starts dropping down, there's a 3 or 4. Well, it's 9:05, and I'm getting towards the end of the walk now. I just want to say thanks again to everybody that got in touch in one form or another after I put the YouTube video out last week. That really helped, and was quite a big boost really. Well, big enough to actually get me out and on there, and I thought I was a way off doing that. So before I meet hordes of walkers, which I'm likely to do now, I'm going to sign off, go and get my coffee, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.